and welcome to Music Couch. It's International Suit Up Day, and because of that, well, we're in suits and we're doing something a little different today. Me and my good friend Adam Dunn are just going to have a little discussion about music. So just sit back and enjoy what happens. So Adam, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Ron.
So what's it like being a multi-instrumentalist?
It's kind of like somebody who speaks a lot of languages. Like once you pick up one, you start picking up loads of them. And I just have a big interest in playing loads of different instruments. So
I'm branching out myself as I want to incorporate more things. Is like Paul Simon, Graceland. I heard that as like using all the African instruments.
Yeah.
I think I want to head somewhere there, like use weird stuff like tubular bells and like I'm learning harmonica now. I can play guitar, I can play bass. So
exactly, yeah.
Mix it up.
Gives you a lot more versatility. It allows you to develop a much more different sound, like as opposed to just like having just guitars.
Yeah.
So
So modern music. Anything that's come out recently that's caught your ear, so to say?
Caught my ear.
Yeah.
Recently I've been getting into a lot of folk music bands like Fleet Foxes and another really good band actually, a band called Husky, an Australian band, very similar to Fleet Foxes, but give them a listen.
Alright, that's good. Now, I know it's like most people say, oh, guitar music is dying, but like the Killers have a new album out. Have you heard of that?
I've heard the lead single off. I haven't heard much of the album yet.
And I'm reading a few reviews now and saying I think people are championing the Killers as like the saviors of guitar rock.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I do so.
Probably, but I still think it doesn't match up to Sam's Town, which is my personal opinion. I think be the best one.
Personally, Hot Fuss would be my favourite. I really like that whole influence of 80s indie, like the Smiths and Joy Division, The Cure. I really like that whole influence. The Sam's Town though, very good album.
It is. And I like the whole sort of rock opera aspect of it. It's a story.
Yeah.
Do you agree with the statement that guitar rock is dying out? There aren't that many bands around. Killers, Noel Gallagher is probably the last proper rock star.
Not in the mainstream. Like if you look at like sort of more indie and alternative music, sort of underground stuff, there is still a lot of good guitar bands. It's kind of been that way since the 80s really, when pop music became a lot bigger. The guitar rock kind of went all underground. It's still there. You just have to look for it.
I know what you're saying. Like the 80s, you did it almost. It's almost though guitar rock created pop music, because like you had hard rock, and then you had punk, new wave that brought in keyboards, that brought in disco music, that brought pop music, that brought what we have today. So
exactly.
It's almost created its own downfall in a way.
Kind of, yeah.
But do you think there's any signs of revival now of like the underground scene? Do you think that could come back now? Come mainstream?
Well, one thing I have to say is I really like the way the Black Keys have become very big recently, and without sort of compromising on their original sound. Like they haven't sold out at all. They still have that real sort of bluesy guitar-based sound. Like unlike Kings of Leon. Kings of Leon were similar, kind of very raw guitar-based blues sound. But it was only until they really started playing more, I wouldn't say more pop music,
accessible.
More accessible.
Yeah,
more kind of ballads.
That's the political correct word to use for saying
accessible. More kind of ballads. So it wasn't until then like that they really became really big.
Yeah.
So I have to say I really like the fact that the Black Keys are doing really well at the moment. And Two Door Cinema Club, another sort of guitar-based band that are doing well.
You think the music scene in Ireland's any good? Like I know I find it difficult to get gigs. Some people do, unless you really know someone.
That's true. As a musician, it can be very hard when you're trying to start off. I suppose it would get easier like the more gigs you do, the more bigger fan base you get. Be easier to get gigs, but like it's just really hard starting off.
I know. But so Irish music is like, for ages it was bands like Planksty or Horselips. Then we had U2, and that's all people really know. But no, I know there's a lot of like Irish bands coming up, like particularly for Northern Ireland. Like you have General Fiasco be a personal favourite of mine, but you do have like Two Door Cinema Club and that.
The Answer, another one, more kind of classic rock kind of sound, but
it's probably going to be difficult to break into somewhere like America.
Yeah.
I know it's good to aim for the United Kingdom. Like there's a lot of people there, and like if that's probably a stepping stone to America. So
to be honest, I think if you want to make it, like if you want to be pretty successful, you kind of want to be going over to England really.
Yeah. There's like 4 million people now, and that's not a lot. And then there's like only a section that will like your style of music.
Yeah, there's a lot of good music scenes over in England. So
Manchester's had one since.
Manchester,
like
ever since the 80s.
Yeah, like if the Stone Roses come out of there, then you had Oasis, and like you've bands like Elbow coming out now.
Yeah,
so.
and before that even you had the Smiths and Joy Division and Happy Mondays as well.
Baz from Happy Mondays. Apparently John Bishop looks like him. I don't see the resemblance myself, so
I heard him talk about that.
Yeah.
Not music related, but
yeah,
it's still pretty funny.
On topic, it's serious music, people.
Serious.
So, okay, different question. Fender or Gibson? Or be just Epiphone.
Gretsch.
Yeah.
Well, the guitar I play at the moment is an Epiphone, which is basically it's a Gibson. So, and I really like that guitar. But I really want to get a Fender though. I want to get a Fender Jaguar. Depends really. The kind of sound you want to go with. Like I'd really like a Jaguar because it has the single coil pickups like my current Epiphone has humbuckers. Like I just want a different kind of sound.
Yeah, no,
if I was to pick one, I'd probably go Fender.
Yeah, I know I play Fender myself, but it's like I know it's good for some things, but I think having a wide range of guitars is like I wouldn't be on Fender nail my colours to the mast now.
Yeah.
I think if you have a load of different ones, you can get loads of different sounds. Again, being diverse is probably the best thing at this stage.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, I'd say I wouldn't mind getting a few Fenders.
Yeah.
The Jaguar, Telecaster, maybe.
You know, like they're like either Fender or Gibson, they make really good guitars.
Yeah.
You know.
And if you want to be a hipster, then Gretsch.
Gretsch.
really good guitars too.
Get our thick rimmed glasses out and skinny jeans.
I have to say though, I'm not a big fan of Ibanez. They make more kind of metal guitars.
I know.
Modern looking, I don't like it, to be honest.
Well, everyone has their own sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like even with strings, I know some people give. No, I only have really light strings. Or like my guitar at the moment, I have a mixture of between medium and light gauge strings on it. Like every second one. No, it's because it's not something weird I'm trying to. It's literally I broke a lot of strings, so I just had 2 half packets and mixed them together. Doesn't sound bad. So.
Fair enough.
Yeah. No, I did.
You could start something here in your trend.
I could, but like you do. I heard
mixed gauge.
I heard stories like Nirvana playing with banjo strings on the E string, like really thick, or piano wire even.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Your fingers must get destroyed with that. No,
I'd say you would,
but
it's only grunge.
It's only grunge. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of grunge myself. Like obviously it was before me, but. To pick
yeah, a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it was before us that we like. But if I was to pick from that era, I'd be more sort of into the Britpop, like alternative rock. Like from America, go REM from that era. That's be my favourite. And then Britain would be bands like Oasis, mainly Ocean Colour Scene, and a bit of Blur.
Yeah.
Like, oh yes, I said it. I like Oasis and Blur. Kill me if you must.
I like Blur, not Oasis. But yeah, no, I have to say I do really like the whole grunge scene that was in America at the time, but especially around Seattle. Some really good bands, like obviously Nirvana, the main ones, but some really other good ones like Pearl Jam and Soundgarden and what do you call them? Mudhoney. Mudhoney. Yeah, a few other great bands like.
Yeah. No, I'd be on the opposite side, the East Coast sort of REM and the alternative rock scene and college rock scene I'd be more into. Like
I'd be into that too.
Oh no, I just didn't like. I thought it was being heavy for the sake of being heavy. Almost, it was. I like a clean sound. I like the way everything's pulled off to perfection. Like it's done meticulously in alternative rock. Like even if you are experimenting, there's a degree of no, we got to get this right. Grunge is just do anything.
Well, really. What I do really like with some grunge bands like Nirvana and the Pixies was the way they completely varied the dynamics. Like they might have like a very quiet verse, like very clean guitars, and then go all heavy for the chorus.
I know, it's like I like Unplugged. Like I thought that was very good because I would have been skeptical about Nirvana. Oh yeah, just heavy guitars, but like they did show a degree of versatility.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
No, so you don't get much of the heavy stuff now. Foo Fighters might be the last, like obviously Dave Grohl was the Nirvana, so that's going to carry over.
Queens of the Stone Age, I guess. Yeah, no, you do get a lot of like really heavy stuff. Like if you're into bands like Enter Shikari and A Day to Remember, like some really heavy stuff like over in America. Like, but
America does seem. If you want to go somewhere, go to America. But like if you are Irish, probably go to Britain.
Yeah.
So,
chances are if you're in America, there'll be a fan base there who will follow you.
Yeah. Well, like with the Facebook and that, it's easier to generate a fan base. It's like
I may just point out that I know Enter Shikari are not American. I know they're British.
Yeah, don't want to get someone in the comments today.
Yeah. It's like Enter Shikari. Probably Josh Thompson.
Yeah. It would be interesting to tour.
If you're watching Josh, sorry.
You won't like that. It would be interesting to go to America, like tour the East Coast like the Police did. Like, they had a complete failure in the United Kingdom. Like they had their single band because the cover showed Stuart Copeland, who was the drummer, on a noose standing on a block of ice that had a heater beside it. So it was
I can see why that wouldn't go down.
Yeah, particularly at the time in the UK, but like they did a tour of the United States. It was last stage. They put their own money into it. And the biggest band in the world for a while.
Yeah.
So
the Pixies were kind of the opposite. Like they were from Boston, but they never really made it that big in America. They're very successful over in Britain, though.
Yeah, it'd be almost like the Cranberries here. Like they were big in America, top 10 singles, and that, but they never really caught on in Ireland for a while.
Yeah.
And like it's strange, like you don't catch on in your home market. It sounds good elsewhere.
Strange, yeah. So whatever floats your boat, I guess.
And even the like grunge we were saying, that was biggest in America. It didn't catch on in Britain too much. Like and the same with the sort of Britpop scene. That was Britain didn't really catch on.
Hence the name Britpop.
Yeah. And then Noel Gallagher's Union Jack guitar.
Britpop really was. Like real British kind of music scene, like hence the name.
Britpop. Cool Britannia, that whole thing.
Yeah.
What do you think, like more modern stuff, like using synthesizers and tape loops and computers to create music?
It's interesting. It's not something that I really know a whole lot about. Like I'd be a guitar man myself, and like I really would be more into like doing guitar music. But I have to say it is interesting.
It does. I think it does allow people who wouldn't like. Obviously, guitars are expensive. A good one, like several grand. So it would allow people who wouldn't have otherwise gone that far to be good musicians to be musicians, like to mess around with that.
Like
at the same time, there's that's like, it's not really, you're not really playing music, are you?
it depends though. Like it doesn't matter what you're playing. I suppose. The end result is what matters. What you're listening to.
The fact that you are playing something.
You've created something. Like you don't necessarily have to play it. Like.
Like it's so easy to criticize. It's actually so hard to go up there and make your own stuff.
True. Yeah. What about you? Would you be?
Well, it's something I'd like to look into. It's like I was always into new wave music and the keyboards to see if I could. I'm not dexterous enough to play keyboard. And I know you don't play keyboard like. Okay, I'm just.
Unless you're Gerald Barry.
Okay.
I know he's done leaving some music, but no, what I'm talking about. Exactly.
Yeah, I know. I've had to listen to you complain about that, so I know what it is.
I'm sorry, I didn't moan about it a lot.
But then I do see interest in using that. Like, obviously, Brian Eno is someone like he started out playing keyboard and then he's become a fantastic producer. Like the studio is almost a new instrument.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't go too far to be the person that like sits around on my laptop taking samples and loops and that. But I've definitely have an interest in going into the studio and seeing what I can create there. Although at the same time, I do like just the sound of a guy on the stage with an acoustic guitar.
More of a guitar man at heart as well.
I do like experimenting though. It's like the more you get into it, the more you learn. Like the better musician you become yourself.
But like I always find like even with a guitar, like even if you like mess around with loads of different effects, like try and get a kind of weird sort of sound, like it is good. Like because like it is hard enough to write music that's like really completely original. Because like there's just like so much music out there and so much has been done. Like it's it's nearly impossible to be original.
Like you're going to say, oh, they sound a bit like this one, they sound a bit.
Yeah,
exactly. It's almost a case now of finding your genre and like trying to carve out a place there.
Yeah, because like no matter what kind of music you do, you're always going to be like compared to like somebody else, like the new Oasis or
the next U2.
The next U2.
Was it any Irish bands going to get compared to that? It was like which is unfortunate, really.
Yeah, that's true. So that's a bit hard to live up to.
What do you think of that? Though, is like the fact that most Irish bands do have to follow U2. Do you think it's? Do you think at this stage it's a tough act to follow, or would it rather be they've had their days now, waiting for someone?
What do you mean, like?
Do you think Irish bands like they have that? Are they the next U2 or not, or is it really can they make it on their own?
I reckon.
And that's not a U2 joke, okay?
Yeah,
you get that, don't you?
Like I know it is kind of hard, like when like U2 are like one of the biggest bands to like come out of your homeland, and like it is tough, but like I don't see why you should be just immediately drawn draw comparisons to U2 just because
they're Irish.
You're Irish, yeah.
I mean, like it'd be very hard to go for that style that U2 have, because that was something I think was really unique.
Yeah, like The Edge had his own really unique guitar.
Yeah, just really into sonics and that.
And like let's remember Delay on the guitar.
Yeah. It was like if you've seen It Might Get Loud, he's like, I got this riff, and then he just plays one chord like.
Yeah, like it sounds so simple like when it's just played normally, but you throw on like layers of delay and reverb and it just.
It takes a lot of scrutiny to do that, and like times to work it to know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I think we'll just leave it there and get to playing some songs now. It's been great here on International Suit Day on the Music Couch, and thank you for watching, and we'll be back.
Thanks for listening to us ramble on about stuff.
I don't know when we'll be back, but we will be back.